let's talk about the last piece of
here.
This one is going to be the big one. This is kind of like the big story, I feel, of today's show. And that is an Instagram image of a LEGO assault rifle and a threat posted by a 14-year-old. This 14-year-old made a LEGO mock, essentially, of a rifle, posted on Instagram with the caption, "Don't come to school tomorrow." He was arrested.
Can you arrest 14-year-olds?
Apparently, yes.
You can, and you can put them in juvie, essentially, a juvenile detention area. He was booked into juvenile hall on a felony charge of making a criminal threat. And apparently, like, there was other stuff too. It was learned that this kid had access to like hunting rifles and other things like that.
Oh boy.
The investigation is ongoing to determine if the student had access to other weapons. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department arrested the kid. I didn't give an exact date, but Tuesday evening. So just 2 days ago, the 27th. How stupid you got to be to do this, guys? How like on a scale from 1 to 10? This is kind of a 10, right?
11.
And, I mean, to think that by 2030, that entire rifle would be environmental friendly. Such a crazy, wild age.
No, like, there's zero emission going into the production of the bricks that made that rifle.
Good news, guys.
It's just...
I mean, it is pretty stupid. I mean, it's
no emissions.
He's obviously trying to pull a very dark joke, but it's not in the best taste. To say the least.
I will say this, right? The thing he says, he just says, "Don't come to school tomorrow." It's trying to like an edgy remix of that one joke that's like, "Oh, some of you are all right. Don't come to school tomorrow," or like, or like there's a joke that's like a dark humor thing that's being played upon that. That being said, this is not the way you do it, and this is the reason I'm including it in this show is because it is involving essentially a mock, right? This kid is a mock. Quote unquote. I mean, like he is. This is you can see the LEGO rifle. The form's there, I guess, but the color is leaves something to be desired. But just he's a 14-year-old, and I don't know what kind of mentality, like thought process, you have to go through as a 14-year-old, and especially in this current environment, to think that this is going to go over fine. That this is not going to end up with you being arrested and put in juvie.
Well, I probably wouldn't have expected that outcome. But I definitely would have expected issues, like I don't get how you can post that and think that, oh yeah, everyone's gonna love this joke. It's gonna be great.
In today's era, doing something like this, you should be self-aware to realize that if people are, on their A game monitoring, this will be taken as serious, and you will suffer the consequences for that.
It is an example of someone who technically posted an image of a mock on Instagram and was arrested for it. Now, not because he made the mock, it's because of the threat that went alongside it and the investigation that proved he had access to weapons. So, again, I'm not saying that like people will arrest you for the mocks you make, but there have been other points in time where LEGO related weaponry has gotten into trouble. X, you're talking about a situation with brick arms not too long ago.
Yeah, there's been some weird, like, some guy going through customs, and then they found, like, brick arms and some people to school. Like, it's been really weird about people bringing, like, very miniature weapons, and it's just been taken very seriously. I don't have any articles or anything, because this was, like, 5 years ago. But this has happened in the past, but, like, it wasn't... They didn't make, like, sort of a threat. It was more... Like, the person wasn't... I don't know. Move on. I'm terrible.
Well, I mean,
people don't properly understand brick arms, and they saw it in customs, and thought it was a real threat, perhaps.
Well, I mean, like, brick arms is... The problem with brick arms is that, like, brick arms does not make life... Did they make any, like, life-size stuff? It's all, like, made from minifigure scale, right?
Yeah, and so that's why it was kind of really weird.
I mean, it is weird, but, like, I guess, like, it is weirder on that sense that, like... There is a leap in logic you go from having brick arms in your luggage, opening that and being like, well, this is an actual weapon. It's like it's literally a toy-sized gun. It's tiny. It's made to fit a minifigure. this is another thing. This is another situation entirely. And they wanted to be clear that apparently the police wanted to be clear. It was a combination of both the image and the threat. The threat is one thing. Obviously a lot of edgy teenagers make threats online. And the image is very interesting because if he posted an image of an actual assault rifle and said, "Don't come to school tomorrow," then there'd be obviously it'd seem like a no-brainer. He posted an image of a Lego assault rifle, which I'm assuming people realize cannot kill anything. But the implication of the threat made it worthwhile looking into. So it escalated, even though it's like just a mock.
It's just a mock.
It's part of the. It's part of the thing that people take. You have to take these a lot seriously now. And it was just a weird news thing I woke up to this morning, or yesterday I guess, where I was looking through what news we're gonna talk about BrickFeed, and I was like, this can't be real. This has to be a parody of something. This can't actually be like.
This is the world we live in now. I'm afraid.
This is news.
This is the news. We're running a bit over time. So we might not have time for the
overtime.
Wow.
X, do you think you could keep the extra mock to under 10 minutes?
No, because this is probably the biggest extra mock ever.
My God.
Oh boy.
You gotta save it then.
It is probably 20 times bigger than anything we've ever done before.
What?
Are you serious?
Usually it's been 2 or 3 mocks. This time it is 4 waves of mocks.
Just pick another one.
No, this is the only one I have stored.
All right.
Yeah, so we should. We're already going over time.
I'll do one then. The Meso mock, the Instagram Lego assault rifle. Let's discuss the build.
No.
The extra Meso mock.
Well, actually, you know what? Is this a good build, X? Yes or no?
Which build? Oh, this is actually a pretty good build. There's the
better than I could do.
Illegal builds in the magazine, but you gotta appreciate the shaping that's going on right now, especially with the upper handle there. There's the curve that you see towards the front.
The mixed eye is something I would not have felt was aesthetically contributing to the. I guess it already is
caring about aesthetics. Shape.
It's just a very
aesthetics is everything with Lego. That's what you work for. You may work for something to look aesthetically pleasing, and if it's technic, probably functional as well.
Well, no, he wasn't concerned with colors or realistic look.
Oh yeah,
shaping. It's like an outline, and then he just colored it in with crayons. That's the equivalent of what this is.
If the picture he posted on Instagram was in black and white, and the lighting was a lot worse, then situation was a lot worse to say the least, because then it would actually if you made the picture and then you only saw the silhouette of what he has here, then that could probably 100% look like a weapon.
There's also been I know there's a guy on YouTube who has made a Lego rifle, quote unquote, that just shoots Lego things out. And it was kind of like a Nerf gun, but shot plastic. Is basically what it amounted to.
Very small plastic as well.
Yeah, right. So they're
not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt anyone. And so it is the combination of the threat. The threat is a very big thing here, and I feel like is the most. I don't think that mockers should live in fear of making anything related to weaponry in case they get arrested. The threat was definitely a part of it. But if you are a mockist and you are trying to get something off the ground, please do not add any sort of edgy, humorous, quote unquote, disclaimer or message that might imply a threat. That's just dumb, and it's not worth it. No. I can't imagine he has that on his record now. What did you do? Well, I made a Lego assault rifle, and I told people I told people not to go to school tomorrow, and that's why I'm here. That's gonna follow him around, that's gonna be a thing that he's gonna have to deal with. He's 14 and he went to juvie because he made a.
He's never gonna make a joke ever again.
And he decided
he's never gonna make a joke ever.
He's going to live a humorless life from here on out.
I would never. The moment police officers came to my house and knocked on my door, and my mom had to come down and get me because I'm 14 years old because of my Instagram post. That's the end of my humor. I'm gonna be as stoic as possible. I'm gonna be like Drax. It's just gonna go over me. I'm not.
Mom, they didn't get the joke.
And then people are
They
going
didn't
to
get
accuse
the
you of being a psychopath with no emotions. Because you don't laugh.
That's probably not the best turnout for him
Yep.
to be a psychopath with no emotions. So fair enough.
Hopefully he gets his act together.
I mean, you know, this does seem. I hope that was not a serious threat, and that was just a
I
stupid
hope
thing.
so
he did.
too.
I hope.
Doesn't go far, but there you go. You have anything to say?
Nothing.
You have anything?
No,
to wrap this
I'm
up
good.
with?
I'm good.
All right, you're good.
I'm done, dude. I have
You're-
nothing to say.